In my last article, I wrote about the growing tension I've been hearing from Republican voters across the country. Some are frustrated, some remain fiercely loyal, and others believe a much larger plan is unfolding behind the scenes. The reactions to that piece confirm something important. The divide inside the broader MAGA coalition is real, but it's widely misunderstood. Because what many people are calling a split between MAGA and America First may not actually be a split at all. It may be something far more complicated, and how it resolves could determine the future of the movement and the outcome of the midterms. To understand the tension, it helps to remember where the movement began. When Donald Trump descended the escalator in 2015, he didn't just launch a presidential campaign, he ignited a populist revolt. Millions of Americans felt abandoned by both political parties. Manufacturing jobs had disappeared from working-class communities, and the institutions that were supposed to represent ordinary people seemed increasingly captured by elites. Trump gave those voters a voice. MAGA became the banner under which that revolt marched. But the philosophy behind it had another name: America First. And at its core, America First meant prioritizing American workers, American security, and American sovereignty above global political interests. It was an argument for economic nationalism, border control, skepticism, trust of entrenched bureaucracies. For a long time, MAGA and America First were essentially the same thing. So why do they feel like separate camps now? The tension emerging today largely comes down to a simple distinction. For many supporters, MAGA represents loyalty to Donald Trump as a leader. They view him as the central figure capable.
There is something going on with the mainstream media and Democrat. What they are singing now, that MAGA is divided, and they are struggling to instigate people the more about it. At some point, I've seen this over and over. Yesterday, Tim Pool posted this on X. MS now must issue a retraction and apology now. This is an outrageous lie. Sake of what is a gentleman and a scholar, and I have never called him a criminal. I have reservations about US involvement in Iran, but have never made such egregious claim about Pet. These people actually put out a whole segment trying to make as if MAGA is finished, is divided. This is the impression they are struggling to pass to people. I don't know if you've seen this. Take a look at this.
It's their daily fare. And so these people matter because gone are the days when endorsements or normal political things make a difference in an election, or issues, heaven forbid. These people we're talking about are why Trump wins the second time. And for Tim Pool, who's one of them, to call Hegseth a criminal, right, let's not breeze past that.
It's not nothing, but it's not nothing, and it's important. But I just, it kind of goes back to a slightly earlier part of the conversation we were talking about that with Angela, which is like, you said this thing about how Trump's on the other side. Trump is always on.
The Joe Kent resignation is the latest fracture in MAGA, and a Washington Post article talks to young MAGA supporters who worry the movement has entered its cringe era. Now, they're just thinking that now, but they say they thought that when you-know-who was reelected, it meant they'd be the cool kid who won the culture war. But what they got was Kid Rock at an alternate halftime show, and Kash Patel, who was just in Quantico signing headshots of himself.
Wow. That's not cool to you?
I mean, what do you think of this buyer's remorse they seem to be having?
Did you guys see Kash Patel's sneaker? That was actually the most cringy of all of
the
them.
Sneakers?
Okay, so I think we have a photo of the sneaker. These are Nikes, customized Nikes. They have the number 9. He's the 9th FBI director. They have a Punisher skull, okay? And they have his personal logo, which is Cash with a money sign.
Oh my God, is he a rapper? Like, what is he?
It's ridiculous. And I acknowledge, like, not so cool, and I'd way cooler to watch Bad Bunny than Kid Rock.
Yeah.
But you know what?
But
you know what's also not very cool?
What?
The Democratic Party.
How?
NBC News had a poll a week ago, and it was percentage of registered voters who view positively. Republicans, not so cool. They got, 37%. The Democratic Party, 30%.
Who said that?
This is an NBC poll of 1,000 people.
1,000 people.
Americans.
If you're looking for cool
who's
in your
cool?
politicians.
This is the same song I was getting from the mainstream media during the campaign with Kamala. Oh, the MAGA base has collapsed. Oh, this has happened. They always start with this. They want to stir up these kind of reactions, cause people to believe in what they're saying. Like, oh, the MAGA movement is finished. If you take a look at what people are disagreeing right now, it's just because of what is happening in Iran. Yeah, that is what I've observed. Saying the MAGA movement has fractured is something I don't get it. When you look at polls from CNN, I don't want to quote sources somewhere. Trump's support within the Republican Party is higher than it has been. So I don't see where they are getting this information.
Some voters interpret criticism of Trump as betrayal. Others believe questioning leadership is necessary to keep the movement grounded in its original mission. Both perspectives come from the same place, a desire to protect the movement, but they express that loyalty in different ways. Another reason tensions are surfacing is that many people forget how broad the original coalition actually was. The MAGA movement was never a single ideological bloc. It included nationalists, libertarians, Democrats, free speech activists, immigration hawks, and working class voters who had never been politically active before. What united them wasn't perfect ideological agreement. It was a shared belief that the American political system had stopped serving ordinary citizens.
Beautiful. If you take all these things combined, what makes up the MAGA movement, you realize there are certain group of people that disagree with what Trump is currently doing in Iran. Yeah. And what you are seeing on social media right now, people talk against this administration is simply as a result of that. Oh, this is not what you campaign for. Oh, this is not what you promised. They are still the majority of people that are in support. If you look around, these people who are currently criticizing the president as a result of this, they are still in support of him. They will never go to the Democrat Party. So when you see people like Kathleen DeView trying to bring out stats like, oh, the MAGA base has collapsed, this is not true. Yeah. What I just want to say about some conservatives is the fact that they like to disagree amongst themselves to a level not seen before. They will disagree, then forgetting to know that they are in the same party. This is actually what I see right now on Twitter. Some struggle to create enemies among themselves. It is very okay to disagree with Trump on some of his policies, some of his decisions. It's very okay. But that doesn't change the fact that you are a conservative. Yeah. I have never seen a president doing things 100% that everyone is happy or aligned with him when they're doing that. There must always be a certain group that will disagree on certain issues. And if these people don't disagree, the president will not understand that what he's doing is not right. Yesterday, this guy decided to leave the Trump administration. It is news everywhere, right? But to me, I was not surprised. I think I'm going to end here. I just wanted you to see what is going on. I want to appreciate people supporting, sharing out the videos. God bless you abundantly. As of the short clips at the end, that is for the white algorithm. You can always skip.
You're a man, and consume it. We all
lose their jobs.
More about the fact that nobody's seeing these movies. Nobody knows what those movies are.
For the housekeeping mess that we left in this.
And there are also documentaries where you walk around the White House trying on shoes.
Well, think about how political issues were addressed last night.
Not only is he a great actor.
How cool is that? Look at that.
But
we're just here to say, no matter what the government says. Let's talk about your sign remark.
26 Oscars were messy, with multiple celebrities called out on stage, huge winners, shocking losers.
They're all terrified of Ronan Farrow.
Anniversary of the Oscars So White campaign, someone must wear a ribbon that says, "We won."
Out on the buffet, they're just hearkening back to our founders. As Paul Revere declared on his famous ride, one if by surf, two if by turf.
What is this, my 600-pound Defense Department?
It's nutty as hell.
Yeah.
And you're right.
That Trump laid in the State of the Union address.
To get here. Trump! Go Trump! Hey, Murphy, you're scumbag. Thanks, man.
Our chamber is chanting USA. Philip.
He utilized almost like these game show type moments where you're seeing awards being presented.
They're just so disgusting.
Their hands shaken to the point where they had to come back on the air and say this in Stop 33.
But we should point out as he walks in, he's pretty close to the justices again as he comes.
Other than illegal on either.
Patel posted this on X.
Job.
I get suspicious when any
person's home, it's very easy to.
This is for the people in the United States who are terrorized and scared today.
The country's in such emotional turmoil.
And Republicans on both sides, you're
so amazing. And wasn't it so great?
When it can be hard to hope.
Hey, girl.
He knows at the point where he has threatened to invade or take over Greenland.